Hey everybody, and welcome to this Who Is Wednesday. On this Who Is Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Fin, Financial Innovation Now. All right, who is Fin? Well, Fin is Financial Innovation Now. If you'd like to find out more about them, you can do so by going to the website, which is financialinnovationnow.org. Now, Fin, or Financial Innovation Now, is an alliance of technology leaders within the United States. And, well, predominantly in the United States. They actually do serve and work in other countries as well. There's no doubt about that, because they are some of the largest organizations and companies on the planet. They are made up of groups like Google, Apple, Amazon, PayPal, Intuit, Square, and Stripe. Wow. They are working to really modernize the way that consumers and businesses manage money and conduct business as companies or conduct commerce. You can go again to their website and you can find all this information. I'm just trying to bring it to you to give you an idea of who they are. I also want to stress this. Fin is not necessarily FinTech. FinTech means it's financial technology, but they are working in that area. Really interesting. I actually did see one of their speakers at a conference I attended late last year, and it's fascinating to see what they're doing because they are working with the Federal Reserve Bank. They've issued, well, I got to clarify that. They sent a comment letter to the Federal Reserve Bank based on how they would like to see the Fed actually develop some faster payment systems, which is interesting because I mentioned PayPal is one of those, and PayPal just recently got instant transfers or initiated instant transfers, and they also oversee Venmo, so there's some faster payment options they're already out there in, but they're working with this one as well. Now, some of the things that you'll find, they believe that technological transformation will make financial services more accessible to really everyone, that it'll make it more safe and more affordable for everyone, and that it will promote policies that will enable, or they want to promote policies that will enable all types of innovation to take place in the payments world. Transferring funds between bank accounts is historically something that used to take a while. It's gotten faster over the years. If you go back to, I hate to say it, my younger days, and you were to deposit a check, that check had to physically move, and it could take days for it to actually process. It wasn't too long ago that you'd go back and to be able to move money between bank accounts, even electronically, was going to take a couple of days. And now we're getting to where we can do it, well, within the same day, if not within minutes and seconds. Other countries can do it rather quickly. We're catching up with them. America's entrepreneurs really should have access to be able to grow their companies. This is an area where we're seeing a lot of fintechs pop up, to where they're working on different types of being able to create loans or get money to businesses and to individuals. There's the source and crowdfunding situations that are starting to take place, brand new. But we want to be able to see this happening with our financial institutions as well. Many small business owners actually can struggle to be able to get loans because they don't have the correct credit in place. And we see that some financial institutions tend to stick with these safer, larger organizations. Cashing and spending your paycheck should be a simple process as well. However, around the world and within the United States, we still have cases of where there are the underbanked. And the underbanked are those that don't necessarily have access to all of the features and functionalities of a full-fledged financial institution. And that's something that the Fin group is also working to be able to correct. And I really do commend them for that. We want to be able to reach out and work with the underbanked. I know I've recently seen articles where people are saying you can't go cashless as organizations because of how it would affect the underbanked. And they've gone so far as to outlaw it, or I don't get that. I do believe that we need to ease into it, but it's something that needs to definitely happen because cashless options in certain situations actually make it to be safer. And if safety is one of our concerns, that's something we want to definitely be looking at. The other thing that we're looking at too, and I found interesting in researching Fin, is there was a lot of mention about how the United States is just now getting to where we're using the chip cards. And in the article, they kind of really dogged it too. They're like, you know, this old technology. Well, we're the last country to really start adapting those. And as we're adapting these chip-based cards, other countries have gone to where they're not even using cards. They've gone to contactless payments, which is fascinating. I recently had somebody ask me, why do we, have to carry a wallet and all these IDs around? Why can't everything be on our phone? And I'd ask, Why can't it all be on our phone? And then I have some people say, well, what if your phone goes dead? Well, what if I lose my wallet? There's a what if for anything. I really believe that there's options that could be all electronic. The other things that the Fin Group is doing or will be doing is they're working to empower consumers to better manage their financial lives through convenience, through ease of use, and through access to more options. I'm a big fan of that. One of the things that I talk about a lot on my channel is that we have multiple payment options for a reason. They have multiple uses where they are going to be effective. And depending on how and where you're going to use it, well, you want to have those options available to you. They also want to have opportunities for consumers to have safe and reliable financial tools to be able to develop their financial literacy. I developed a keynote that is all about the life of payments. And I mean your life in payments from birth to death. What are you doing? What do you need? There are so many things that are out there that are happening. And that's why I wanted to stress Fin is not necessarily FinTech. Fin is the Financial Innovation Now group, which I commend. I love some of the work they're doing. FinTech just describes those types of things, those services that would be available to you from life to death when your need for payments come about. They are enabling small businesses to grow and have greater access to capital and tools that will make them more strategic to be able to serve and work within the industry. Some people have told me when I discuss Fin with them, they're like, oh, those are the big boys putting everybody down. And I beg to differ. I look at an organization like PayPal, who works with multiple small organizations, small companies, to help them have an option for being able to send and receive funds. My company, my personal company, I've used PayPal for that purpose as well. I look at Amazon, who many of their sellers are resellers that are out there, small businesses. So I do believe that is a big goal of theirs. Now, Financial Innovation Now is working with policymakers and other stakeholders to really ensure that the legislative and the regulatory initiatives encourage the growth for the country, for the adoption of new financial services and technologies and products that are out there. If you look at their policy issues, the three main things they're looking at are promote better security and authentication, drive open standards, and increase transparency. I like this one, increase transparency of fraud and security cost for payments. Fraud is something that's not going to go away. It's a long time from October, but I've already planned out an entire month-long series dealing with fraud because October is Cybersecurity Month, but we might have to speed that up. But I love seeing that that's one of their goals. Fin is something also, if you can go to their website, financialinnovationnow.org, or there was a great article at the end of last year, December 2018, that was titled, Leading Technology Companies Call on Federal Reserve to Speed Payments for All Americans. I highly recommend reading that article. Again, that was one of my sources for this. There's many others articles that I've read to be able to find this information, as well as going to the Financial Innovation Now website. This is a group for a Who Is Wednesday. It's a little bit different than many of the groups that we have discussed, but it is one that came in at a request. It was a request from a conversation that I had with a group at a conference recently. If there are any other groups or organizations you would like to have featured on a Who Is Wednesday, let me know. Until then, have a wonderful Who Is Wednesday.